Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Walking Dead video. So in this one here, I want to talk about the episode 19 trailer. I want to focus specifically on some stuff going on at the Commonwealth and some stuff with Pamela Milton and Lance. And I want to talk about the CRM a little bit in here. And then I also want to talk about some stuff regarding, a possible storyline that I could see happening in episode 20 and why I think certain scenes in this trailer, I think, tease some stuff regarding that. And also, New York ComicCon is tomorrow. We'll talk about that a little bit in here as well. There's going to be some pretty big stuff that comes out tomorrow, so definitely you want to make sure to be a subscriber if you want to get all my Walking Dead content like this. If you want to hear me talk about like other stuff in the trailer, like the variant walkers and whatnot, I already did videos on that. That's on the channel. In this one here, I want to focus a bit on New York ComicCon, but I also really want to focus on some other stuff, like I was saying before, regarding Pamela Milton and Lance. And so yeah, I'm going to focus on that in here. I'm going to be live on Twitch tomorrow. So I'm going to be live 2 times tomorrow during the day and then later on at night as we await the reveal for episode 19. So for tomorrow, there's going to be a panel and it's going to be for the last episodes. They're going to be talking about that, but there's supposed to be some sort of tease of something. There was some talk of a possible Walking Dead Dead City teaser, like to see some actual footage from the show. I think it's possible that we do see something there. It might be very small, but I think we might see something there. And then, just like kind of regarding everything else, like the Rick Grimes and Michonne Grimes TV show, the Daryl spinoff and whatnot. I don't know if we're going to get anything on that, but you never know. Scott Gemple's there. If someone just asks him anything about that, like they can sort of just confirm whatever, right? So again, tomorrow I'm going to be live on Twitch. Last time was so much fun. I really enjoyed doing that. And that was for San Diego Comic-Con, I believe. It was the last Comic-Con we did. A lot of fun. So definitely go follow me on Twitch. The channel name is Appetite for the Dead. The link is in the description. I should be live tomorrow around like 4 p.m. Eastern because the event begins, I believe, around 5 p.m. Eastern. I could be wrong with the time, but I did just see that it was 5 p.m. Eastern. So I'm going to go live about an hour before at 4 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, I'll probably be live for like 2 hours, sort of, I'll take questions and whatnot, react, and we'll just sort of do what we did before. We'll learn all the information that they're going to talk about and whatnot. And then, yeah, I'll do a video on that, on any news that we do learn on all that. And then I'll be live later on that night as well, doing sort of a live Q&A and sort of reacting to episode 19. So I hope to see you guys there, but let's actually talk about what I really wanted to talk about in this video here. And that is regarding episode 19. So again, I really want to focus on the Commonwealth storyline here because I never really got to focus too much on this one. And I do think, and I just want to say, so this scene right here, this isn't in the trailer. Well, this was in the general trailer, but not the episode 19 trailer. And this one here, you see Daryl, Maggie, Gabriel. I think Carol's in here. I think this scene here around this fire is basically showing us the characters that make it out of the Commonwealth. Like, I think this scene is probably happening in episode 20. It could be happening in 21, honestly, but I'm gonna say 20 just because it kind of feels like, this is after they broke away from the Commonwealth. Some people are probably held captive, like we see Ezekiel, Rosita, Princess, I believe Max. I think Eugene's going to be captured as well. So I think a lot of these characters are going to be captured by the Commonwealth while some escape. And that's where I do think that this scene here takes place, where I think they're probably planning some stuff out. There's going to be a lot of stuff that like we don't know that they're planning. Connie and Kelly might be planning to go somewhere else to deal with some of that Tyler Davis stuff because that's such a big thing, right? Like that's still something that was there. She talked about that in episode 16. We haven't had a chance to sort of get into that yet. I imagine episode 21, 22, I think that's where they're going to deal with it. And that's just a little suspicious that they're not dealing with it yet. I'm just going to say that because 19 obviously is not really the focus for that. 20 is, that could be some focus. We don't know that yet, but I'm going to guess not because I think they're going to Alexandria. So 21, 22, 23, around there. Again, I think some of this Connie and Kelly, Tyler Davis plot is probably going to take place around there. And it's a little suspicious, I'll say, having that story sort of be revealed or whatever near the end of, I guess, the series. So that's why I believe that in the trailer, when we do see those characters running away, I think that that's pretty much them being done at the Commonwealth. Like, I think if they ever return, it's going to be to, like, break out the other characters, right? It's going to be something like that. They break out all the other characters, and then, it's going to be too hard to predict at that point what's actually happening. But obviously, they somehow wrap up some of this Commonwealth stuff here. They're dealing with the Commonwealth. But who knows who's a threat at that point, right? Like, are the Commonwealth a threat? Are the CRM a threat at that point? Now, I do want to touch on that quick before I actually get into some of the Pamela Milton and Lance stuff here. I do want to say, in terms of the CRM having a big plot this season, I don't think it's going to be a big plot. It's not going to be like, somehow they're intertwined to the story and then they're like a threat or whatever. Like with the Civic Republic, it's really going to be, I think the reveal of what Pamela Milton's been doing, in terms of, maybe Tyler Davis was traded to the Civic Republic, right? Like in terms of that reveal, they may want to figure out more about the community. We may actually see a helicopter or see something like that going down, right? But I don't think the Civic Republic is actually going to be like a big story here. It's going to be more of we see those things going down. The characters are going to be wondering what the hell. And then maybe there's some connection there with Rick because obviously somehow they have to sort of reveal that. But I think if anything, the major reveal with all of this stuff is going to be like, again, I think if Daryl finds out, if they all find out all this stuff and they're like, holy shit, Rick's alive. There's this whole other thing there. We have to go and deal with that. I still think his immediate goal is going to be, okay, well, first we got to deal with the Commonwealth. Like we actually have to deal with this, right? And then we'll just sort of see what happens there and how all that plays out, because it's really hard to pinpoint what's actually going to happen here because they're changing a lot of stuff from the comic. There's nothing that's really the same at all. And the crazy thing is there's no leaks or spoilers out there. And I'm super happy about that because I don't want that stuff. I really do not want that stuff. Whenever there's a bunch of stuff that comes out from filming and all that, a couple of things I don't mind. I don't mind seeing a couple of things like, oh, Alexandria looks a little different or whatever. If there's set things like that, I don't mind that. But like if someone actually had footage of Rick Grimes on set, man, I'd be so pissed off to see that. I don't think that's going to happen, obviously. Like Rick's not going to be in this last episode besides maybe a post-credit scene. But again, I just wanted to say the Civic Republic, they're not going to have a big plot here in the last 8 episodes, but I do think the revelation of, I guess, their existence is going to be really exciting, and I think we'll sort of connect some stuff with Pamela Milton and why, her and Lance and all that need to be taken down, right? Like they can't be the leader of all this. So that's where we get into some stuff here. And so my question for you guys is, what do you think Pamela Milton is planning? She basically gave up on Lance and now she's going to him. So is she going to him because she needs his help? Like, is she planning something here and she wants to go and speak with him and maybe get him to speak with the Civic Republic? I really doubt it. Like, I actually extremely doubt it. Like, I don't think that's what that is. I feel like if that was the case, Pamela Milton would just go do it herself, right? Like, she doesn't have to go see Lance about that. But maybe she wants Lance to use whatever force necessary, right? I still don't really buy that necessarily. What I actually think it is Pamela Milton knows that those walkers were in the gates of the Commonwealth because of him. Like, I think she's going to question, well, how'd those walkers get in there? Like we would know, right? Like, there's no way in hell those walkers are getting inside the Commonwealth. And I think that's why she's going to speak with Lance here, is she's actually going to go speak to him and ask him, like, tell me everything you know about this. I know you're involved with this. And I mean, this is where we could see Pamela Milton's wrath, right? Like, we've seen it a little bit. She said some things, but I really do wonder if this is where Lance could be in really, really big trouble here, right? Like, could he die? Maybe. It is kind of hard to say because, like, does he die? I think he still plays a role a little bit more here. And I actually wonder if, this encounter is going to be more negative for him. Maybe somehow he does escape. But what he mentioned in episode 18 in the very beginning really makes me feel like, those certain stable factors or whatever, the alliances that they have, like there might be some trouble there if something ever happened to Lance. So I think that was a big tease right there. I think Angela Kang sort of showed her hand a little bit there. And I do think that could be CRM related here because I'm trying to view how all this is going to play a role. And I really feel like if the Civic Republican is going to play a role in any way here, like it's going to be more of a resource thing. It's going to be something like that where a helicopter actually arrives, right? A helicopter goes down. It's because there's some sort of issue, right? The Civic Republic, obviously, they're very, very strict with things. I feel like maybe something wasn't delivered on time or there was this mess up in communication. And so they went to go and visit the Commonwealth. So it's going to be interesting to see how this kind of plays a role here. Again, the Civic Republic, they're not going to be showing up in episode 20 or in 21 and then staying for the last couple of episodes. I don't see that. I see them showing up for one episode, maybe. It'll just be a pilot or something. We'll see the logo. They'll learn some stuff or whatever. Maybe that happens in episode 22 or in 23, the second last episode. And I think that's basically it, to be honest. I think they're just going to learn whatever, and then they're gone. And then the drama is going to be more regarding Pamela Milton and what she's been doing with people like, like Tyler Davis and stuff, and why she can't be the leader anymore. And I think that's where you end it, because now they have the Commonwealth. They found this place. Things are back to normal now. but now they got to go find Rick, you know, and I think that's the perfect ending here for the show is they kind of found some sort of peace, but now they have to go find Rick, and there are some other threats there, but there is technically, you know, or essentially, I guess, a perfect ending for some of our characters here. Some characters might die, sure, but some characters might actually get to live like happily ever after here at the Commonwealth. It is going to suck for the couple of characters that are going to die in the next couple of episodes, because, like, man, you literally made it right to the end, right to the point where there could actually be peace, and then you die. Like, that was always going to happen anyways, right? That's just sort of how stories are told. But yeah, anyways, definitely post all your thoughts down below. Post your predictions for episode 19. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.